Right, okay, so we're here before the Newcastle game with Chelsea fans.
Sam.
Charlie.
Right, okay, before we jump into it, the hot topic of this week has been the Everton 10-point deduction. It seems to be universally harsh. What do you guys think of the ban?
I think, they deserve it, but what I'm worried about being a Chelsea fan is that we've bought a lot of players, we spent a lot of money, we've got these links with America, Saudi, so I feel like we're going to get caught out soon, do you know what I mean? So it isn't the best of news for us.
Yeah, well, obviously no one likes a rule breaker. I do think it was very harsh. They've obviously tried to prove a point by going harshly over Everton. So I don't think necessarily 10 points is quite justified. But it's a rule break, maybe a fine, an initial warning, because they obviously admitted that they did wrong and they want to move forward from that as well.
That's the thing as well. So you mentioned there, obviously you guys do have a potential issue above your head. You've kind of put your hands up and said it was a previous owner, it wasn't even our owner and stuff like that. They've put a precedent down of being harsh with that 10-point deduction. Does that really worry us more than it would if obviously Everton didn't get that massive deduction?
Yeah, definitely. I think depending on what we get done for, potentially they could even relegate us. So
is that a concern of yours?
Yeah, definitely. City and Chelsea are facing them worries right now. So
you're the first Chelsea fan that I've spoken to today that's really genuinely worried. The others kind of think, oh no, it'll be fine. We're a top 6 club, it should be fine.
Well, yeah. At the end of the day, you still think that we should be fine, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know, really. Yeah, you never know.
And then Man City as well, you mentioned them. Obviously, they've got 115 charges. Relegation's been talked about, constant relegations.
I think they should. Yeah.
I'm bored of them. They're like too good. You know what I mean? We're like turning into like a Bundesliga where one team is winning.
Like the Harlem Globetrotters.
So get them out of our fucking league. Oh, sorry.
That's all right. So what would that do it? Do you think if they got a 20-point deduction, for example? Some of the players will leave. Do you reckon there's just too much money in the?
They'll probably still win the league with 20 points.
Right, getting on to you guys as well. So obviously you mentioned as well about the new owner. He's come in, he's been absolute money bags and chucked money around. What's your thoughts on him? Because I would imagine as an owner, that's all you want.
It is really good. I think a lot of the signings are signings we want to see, but we've sort of signed them based off their potential, not where we're at now. So we bought these players for 150 million, and you expect them to be that quality straight away when you pay that money. But then right now they're still in the developing stage, and I think
is that a good strategy?
American owner, he's been mugged off a little bit by other clubs, so they know that they can take the piss out of him. So
I think it shows although you have the money, you've got to make the right signings. So I think Newcastle have done it really well. They've had obviously the Saudi money coming in, and they've been buying some really good players. Isak, you know what I mean? Who've been good from the get-go straight away. But us, it shows that money's not everything. You've got to have the transfer and the knowledge, buy the right players for them to fit into the actual club. And everything, yeah.
The previous thing that we mentioned before as well about it was the other owners that have messed up their financial fair play and stuff like that. You guys have come in, the new owner, spent a ton of money. Obviously, it's on a roll in 3 years. Are you worried that maybe in the next year you can't spend a lot to kind of battle?
Well, you never know. Obviously, he's found this loophole with the sort of long contract, so it's smart. But eventually, will that catch up on itself? You don't really know. It's only him with the sort of genius brain that's got round it, really.
We'll be all right. Money talks. We'll just pay him off again. You know what I mean? Money talks always.
Yeah. So as well, where do you guys expect that you're going to finish this season? Because you're kind of on the up a little bit now.
Definitely hitting top 4.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. We haven't lost to.
Who's your top 4 then? Obviously Man City and then.
Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea.
Yeah, Spurs though. What Spurs?
I think Spurs will fall off.
I think Spurs are looking good. You know. I'm worried. I hate.
New manager's looking great as well.
New manager, Maddison is an absolute baller.
But they are.
We should have got him.
Well known for being bottle jokes.
They are. And the day is Spurs.
You think that's the case with the new manager though? Because it does seem like he's got them playing.
You never know. Yeah, he's a very good manager, and so got a lot of respect for him.
Do you think that's transition now? Because notorious, you guys are always known as being better than them. Are you guys worried that the kind of divides?
Nah. No? Titles talk.
Yeah,
we've won it all.
We've got the history. We always beat Spurs, you know what I mean?
Who's your number 1 target in January, and what's the position that you need?
I think a goalkeeper. Yeah, or a...
Is Sanchez just one that's kind of come in to fill the gap a little bit? Because I don't think he's ever really wanted him.
Well, he was Brighton's 3rd choice keeper, so I think he has a lot of abilities, and he has the capabilities to prove himself. But I think he's a bit shaky on the ball, maybe a ball playing. Even Ramsdale, there's been talks of signing him. He's a good option. He's second best now at Arsenal, so why not?
I think Nkuku, when he comes in, that's going to be like a new signing for us. Because
What is he? Is he a striker? Is he going to move Jackson out? Or
he's a
what?
striker. Yeah, move. Jackson's good, but he's a backup striker. He doesn't have the. Yeah, he has the You can tell he's got the strength and the pace, but he's just composure in front of goal, which is what it comes down to. It's just not there.
A little poacher though.
He's poacher. Yeah, he's getting better. He's building the confidence up, but we need someone like Nkuku to lead the line, banging plus 20 goals per season, and yeah.
Well, we were saying earlier, obviously Jackson's got a hat-trick against Spurs, yet he was still getting criticised for that performance. So it was like he missed a lot of key chances, and it was just
anyone that had him in the fantasy football that week, he was the differential. Wasn't he?
No, exactly. He was the one.
So who's your target then? You said striker's all right. So
striker's all right. So who are we saying? Probably maybe we've got centre backs. That's the thing. No, you know what? We've actually bought enough. That's the thing. We bought a lot in the summer. I generally don't want anyone. I want us to just injuries come back, build the chemistry, build it up again.
Yeah, I think that's what we've got to do. We've got to just really focus on making this team gel.
A lot of Lavia also.
Centre back as well from Leicester. You spent absolutely
a lot on him. We've got Fofana, Badiashile, Diassi, Silva. We've got enough. I think. So I'm not thinking about anyone.
Very unusual for football fans to say no. Everyone always wants more and something.
We spent enough. We spent enough.
A
lot.
Now,
we just got to gel. No more new players. I'm so used to so many new players. Let's just let us.
At the start of the season, I couldn't even name the lineup.
We've got to stick with the starting 11 and let them build it up. We can't keep changing it around as well.
You guys are veterans now in the Premier League and the Champions League, rather well-established club and stuff. How do you see Newcastle's Champions League going? We've obviously got PSG.
They beat PSG already. I think they've got this sort of, especially when it comes up to the tune, I think they've got a crazy atmosphere which can really make the difference, and it intimidates teams and puts them off. So they did a great job getting points away at AC Milan. PSG, obviously Dortmund was a bit of a sticky one, but all you can do is take the next game and get the point.
Do you think Newcastle will get through this group? Do you think they'll go into Europa, get knocked out?
I hope so. I hope they get through.
I hope they do. You know what I mean? Doing it for the English clubs, I just felt sorry for them getting such a hard
group of death.
Group of death.
For the first time as well in the Champions League.
City, you always get some easy group.
But that sort of makes it exciting as well. You're back in the Champions League with the big boys. So if you can get through it, even more credit to you. Yeah.
Does it worry you guys as well? Because obviously Newcastle's come from nothing in the last 2 years. You guys are a top 4, top 6, however we're calling it club. Does that kind of worry you that there's another big boy?
Yeah, for sure. I can't lie.
It's more interesting. I love competition. If you can beat all the best, you are the best. So bring it on.
There was a point where I was literally thinking, when we were going for that really bad spell, I was like, are we going to become like a mid-table club now? And are Newcastle going to take our place? When we went for some really bad runs, I was thinking that, you know what I mean? But now they're just going to be, it's basically like a top 7 now, really.
I mean, when you were on your bad run, it was mental, because normally you can say, this team's going to be 4th or 6th, they'll be 6th or 8th. With you guys, it was such a range, whether you could be top 4, you could be 8th, you could be whatever.
Exactly.
Do you reckon that's the back of it now, and then next season you'll kind of see the real Chelsea come back in the transition zone?
100%.
I think, now we spent the money, we've got the right manager, just transition's over now, hopefully. Just building it, you know what I mean? Trusting the process, and
the last bit of questioning as well. So Gareth Southgate, he's got his regulars for England and stuff like that, but you guys have got a few that could play for him. You've got the right back James, you've got the left back, you've got Palmer now, you've got a few others. Do you think they'll not get in? Obviously Palmer's just got his first call up. Was that just the kind of friendly he's there and he'll go back to his regulars? Or
Well,
frustrate you as well?
I think Palmer has the capability to push on and potentially fight for a spot in that team. So I think Rashford's been underperforming a little bit. So I think, Palmer could potentially slot in there. So I think it's.
What about the left back position as well? Because it seems like Luke Shaw, when he comes back, he'll probably give it to that team again.
Yeah, probably. I think Chilwell's too injury prone.
Chilwell, Speaking of injury prone, you got Reece James as well. He's
exactly.
Fantastic player, superstar of a player.
He needs to just sort that out, because he is such a great player. He's our captain, and
got to look after him.
Gallagher though, I think he could get into England. He's been our best midfielder. We've spent, as I was saying to the boys earlier, 100 million on Casado and Enzo and Lavia. Gallagher's our best player. He's got energy, and I love him.
Does it frustrate you then, with under Southgate?
Southgate out. I'm Southgate out.
Nah, Southgate out, Get him out.
It's the tactics in big games. Just don't respect that.
Southgate
in! Southgate!
Yes, they know.
Right, okay then. So we're here, this is before the Newcastle game as well. So we're here with...
Isaiah.
Taylor.
Right, okay, so the hot topic this week has been the Everton ban before we get into Chelsea as well. What's your thoughts? Because you've got a potential ban looming over you guys now. What's your thoughts on Everton? Was it too harsh, right?
Well, if Man City's not getting banned, I don't think Everton should be getting banned. So those are my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
If Man City's not getting banned, no one else should be getting
Do you
banned.
think Man City will not get banned? Because I know that's ongoing, so there's potential that they will get a massive ban.
When you have unlimited money, you can get away with anything.
Yeah, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It depends on who's paying the bills, right? I mean, yeah.
I think from speaking to a couple of Chelsea fans now, it seems that there is that top six power. You guys seemingly aren't worried that there'll be a ban for you guys. Is that kind of what you guys are thinking as well?
I'm more worried than if I was a Man City fan because, like I said, their money is different money,
Yeah.
but at the same time, we do have a lot of money as well. We're from Los Angeles, so Todd Bowley, he's got a lot of money himself, so we'll see how it goes. Now, do we deserve a ban? That's a different story.
I think if Everton have, what it's done is it's kind of put a precedent now, and that should probably be the worrying thing. The fact that a lot of people see it harsh,
Yeah.
so maybe the next bans are very harsh. Does that worry you a little bit?
Absolutely, absolutely it worries me because they're in a situation where 10 points to them means so much more than 10 points means to Man City. Even if City were to lose 10 points, they may not win the league, they'll still qualify for Champions League.
Yeah.
Whereas when Everton lose 10 points, the last 2 seasons have been fighting for relegation. So 10 points to them is absolutely massive.
Yeah, I mean, off topic a little bit, but do you think they'll go down, sort of thing? Because it's crazy how 10 points to Everton hasn't put them in the relegation zone. It's mental. It's a week 3 that have come
in the
up.
last 2 years, they would be going down 100%.
Yeah.
This year, they have a fighting chance. Yeah.
So speaking of you guys as well then, so your new owner, he's come in, Mr. Moneybags, he spent a load of money. Does that worry you? Because obviously financial fair play is a rolling 3 years. I know you've spent a ton. Does that mean the books have to start being, I will not spend for the next little while or what? Or if you're not worried then I suppose.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily worried. There's always a way around everything. I think that's kind of how our club's been since, I've been a fan since 08. I think that's kind of how we've always been. Financial fair play is a newer thing, but I think that will be fine.
We're from Los Angeles too, so Dodgers fans, we definitely support him. So yeah, regardless.
There's a car, just to let it get past just in case it trips you. So you guys live in London then and come up for Newcastle, or you've come over specifically for this?
We've flown all the way from Los Angeles for this game today.
So you literally just 1 day, 2 days seeing much of the tour?
We've been going all around Europe, but with
yeah,
the
we
end
made
of our
a trip out of it.
Oh, so
end
you've
of
got
our
the
trip
best
is
place,
here.
last Newcastle.
Yeah.
What have you thought of Newcastle compared to the rest of Europe and stuff?
Well, we're originally from Michigan, so this weather's not new to us at all. We're used to this
Yeah.
type of weather and things like that, but the vibes around the city, the Geordies are unbelievable. You can tell that they absolutely love their city and love their team, so it's been great all around.
Yeah, so your owner as well, how would you rate him as well? Because he come in, a lot of people give him a lot of criticism at the start. He doesn't understand football, he's throwing money around. Now he seems to be on the uphill trajectory. What's your guys' thoughts on him? Are you comfortable with him being your owner and see a long-term progressive future?
So far.
Yeah, if you look at the Los Angeles Dodgers, the team that he owns, that in America is one of the toughest teams to own out of any franchise in the whole entire country, any sport. That team is expected to win year after year after year. So taking on a job like that where you have that type of pressure, he's used to that. He knows what he has to do to win. So translating that into probably the biggest league in the world where you have the expectation to win, that's nothing new to him. Year after year, he knows that he has to win, and he has the money to be able to do that.
How's he going to feel then? Because you guys are floating around in 10th. Obviously, it's going to chip by the time this goes out. Whatever happens, you're not going to be 10th anymore. What's his patience going to be like with that? Because I would imagine if you're used to success, you kind of want it instantly. A little.
Yeah, I mean, you have to think about
Very competitive, the Premier League.
and you have to think about the managers that he's already had to deal with, and the managers that he's already had, gone through the process with. He's had 3 managers already now, and so I think
You got the right guy in charge at the minute, manager-wise? He seems to be turning you around a bit at the minute.
He is. I don't know if there is one man for this job right now. I think that anybody that comes in, this is a tricky situation to take on. I don't think it's just a plug and play. There's a new coach that's going to come in and fix everything. So At the moment, I think that we do. Yeah, I think that we do.
Yeah, perfect. So then one of the players as well, we've mentioned to a couple of the other people as well, Palmer. He was like someone that I thought at the time you'd overpaid. We've got a player called Anthony Gordon, who I thought at the time we overpaid for. Now they're both kind of on the uphill trajectory. What's your thoughts on Palmer? How far can he be for Chelsea?
Absolutely unbelievable.
Love him.
We were just at the England match as well, where he made his debut. Probably the last 3 or 4 games, he has shown that he is absolute class, and he is probably worth every dollar and more that we spent on him. I've been telling her that I'm a huge Phil Foden guy. I think that Phil Foden's unbelievable, and the way that he reminds me as like a Phil Foden type player, where he comes on, he's a young player that just takes over a match.
Young,
I think that he's that guy.
Speaking of England, you've got 3 potential players. You've got a few potential players, but you've got 3 that are really in and amongst it. You've got the left back, you've got Reece James, and then you've got the guy you've just mentioned as well. None of them are kind of breaking in fully under Gareth Southgate, who keeps his own players. Is that frustrating? Because Newcastle, we've got a few. I know Trippier's in for us a lot, but we've got a few that are on the outskirts but never get in. Does that concern you?
It's time for Gareth to go.
Oh, yeah? Why would you say that? I mean, a lot of people watching will be exactly the same. But
What's he won?
Yeah.
He hasn't won anything. He's got to a semi-final of the Euro, lost in the final. He's been with the team for a while now. He's made some pretty controversial decisions on who he's brought into teams. Sterling not being in the team in the last round after the performances.
Controversy. A lot of people got their backs up about that.
Yeah. Sterling has been unbelievable this season. Like, unbelievable. And for him not to get a call up, and some of the players that got called up, it's time for him. If obviously we're USA fans through and through. If England wants to succeed, it's time for Gareth to go.
I think if you did a poll of the whole nation, I think majority would probably be in favour of that. But we'll let you know. Let us know your comments below. Yeah. So as well, where do you guys predict that you guys will finish this season? Are you guys still classing yourself as in a transition period, and then you are kind of coming out of it and gelling and stuff like that?
6 to 8.
6 to 8 Europe next season.
Yeah.
Then? Yeah.
If we finish Europa League or even Conference League after how hard this last year has been, I would be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Just echoing that.
Yeah. And then January transfer. It's about a month away now almost. What's your number one target, and how much money, speaking of money before, how much money do you expect Chelsea will kind of lay down?
Here's the thing. I don't know exactly who, but I know it needs to be a center back. Because Thiago's getting old. He's a great leader, and he's a great player, but that's not going to last forever, and we need a real center back in the back right now. We've had a lot of injuries that have our center backs are just going out like that. We need a center back that can come in and fill the job immediately.
I must admit, I thought the striker position would have been in one, but I know you've got your main guy coming back. He's got a bit of an injury record, but he's fantastic.
I'm waiting for Nkunku. Obviously, he's been unbelievable everywhere else he's played. We can't count him out just because he's got injured. When he gets his chance, he could come in and just absolutely take everything away himself. So.
When he comes in, what is your front 3 or front 4, however you kind of position it? Because obviously Jackson's starting to perform well. He's getting a couple of goals and stuff. Does he have to move out to put him in? How do you see it?
I think he's more of a winger anyway. He's in Spain. He's played as a winger, and we're playing him as a striker right now. So I think Nkunku slides there, Sterling on the right. I like Cole Palmer as a 10. So I like Cole Palmer in the middle being able to create, and then it could be Jackson or really anyone else you want on the left wing playing over there. I think at the end of the day, that's probably what I'm going with.
Yeah, perfect. And then, so number one transfer target, have you got a name? I know you said defender, but is there a specific someone?
Nah, I don't have a specific center back for you right now. I just
a
know,
superstar.
No, we need another center back right now.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
Perfect. Right. Thank you guys very much. Enjoy Newcastle and
Absolutely.
enjoy the
Thank
match
you.
as well. We're here with Chelsea fans.
Nathan.
Rafi.
Right, before we get into today, the hot topic at the minute is Everton's ban as well. So obviously you've got a potential ban that you guys might do, but what did you think of the Everton ban? It's universally thought that it's a bit harsh.
I think it's shambolic, to be honest. I mean, I think a lot of clubs, one way or another, probably violate some sort of regulation, and I think it's very harsh. The last time we've seen a Premier League point deduction, I think, was Portsmouth,
For bankruptcy.
and to be honest, they were going down anyway. So I think the one saving grace of it is that Everton, the 3 teams that came out last season, was so bad that even if the 10-point deduction stays, I think they'll probably stay up anyway. But I don't like it at all.
Well, it's mental how 10 points hasn't even put Everton in the relegation zone. It's crazy.
Yeah, I just think like there's a lot of other teams, like I see Man City with their like the thing of 115 charges there. They've just taken advantage of that way more than Everton have. Like Everton are like I don't know how to say this really. Like they're just like they just don't deserve it as much. Like I feel like they're just more innocent, you know. Yeah, just like
I don't know about
I was just
innocent.
shocked like when it's not innocent, but
I think 10 points is really harsh. Maybe
Yeah, I just think
a
it's really
fine
harsh, yeah.
or maybe even a lower point would have lower point deduction would have done it. But
What
I
would
don't
you have
agree
said
with
would
10
be
points.
fair, do you reckon? For what
Probably
it was?
just a fine.
Yeah, fine.
Or because I think other clubs have done things in the past and they haven't got a 10-point deduction.
I think that's the main that's the main thing for me. That like it's just like unfair when you compare it with like other clubs and stuff.
What
Right?
they've probably done now is they probably set a very harsh precedent as well. So you've got Man City, like you mentioned, you've got your club as well. So you're kind of sticks and stones a little bit because Man City are kind of competing it.
I know.
You guys have put your hands up and said it was under the previous owners. We've had a bit of stuff.
Let me
What's
say-
your expectation?
Let me
on
say
that?
it like. Taking my hand away from like being a Chelsea fan, as long as it's consistent, it's fair, and we see that for like VAR and stuff as well. But if you're just going to put like put the punishment on clubs that are like almost like weaker, you could say it's not fair in my opinion. Yeah.
What are you expecting then? Because you probably know better than me what you have kind of done wrong under previous ownership.
I don't know. Well, we got the transfer ban, obviously, and like I saw in the Guardian this week about kind of some like dodgy dealings in terms of players. But I almost feel like it's weird because like Man City and like maybe us, we haven't got anything. But when it's like Everton, a kind of a club that has like a less rich kind of or like less money going into it, then it gets a big point deduction. Like they actually take action. So it's almost like unfair because I want it to be fair.
It's a bit peak on Everton, but to be honest, I don't think anything will happen with us or City because we're too big to.
Big lawyers.
No, we're just too big. Like, let's be honest. I saw a thing about relegation. I just laughed at it, to be honest, because we ain't going to get
That
relegated.
is being talked about relegation, mainly for Man City.
It's not going to happen because imagine if it was actually to happen. All of a sudden, all the broadcasters and everyone who's got to deal with the Premier League saying, "Look, we're losing out on our product here." So, and then I don't think the big clubs would like it either because even though they might have more of a chance at a title, the amount of revenue they're going to lose from the TV deals and stuff is going to be huge. And as much as it's seen to be universally unpopular, we do have the leverage of threatening the Super League as well if we go down. So,
Is that still kind of in the background?
have you not seen with the I think it was Real Madrid, Juventus, and Barcelona are still all pushing for it to happen. So. It's not gone away.
I think that's what the Premier League like they need to clear up because what the perspective is for us as fans, people who don't know the background, is that it's just like when you're a bigger club, then you don't get the consequences. So they just need to clear it up and be more like maybe transparent if it's right.
Is there too much power then in that case with the top 4, top 6?
It's possible,
but
yeah.
too much power. I'm a fan of Chelsea, so
Look
I like
after
it.
your
I
own,
like
yeah,
it.
I get it.
I like it, but.
Yeah. Speaking of Chelsea then today, so this is obviously recorded before the Newcastle game, so we don't know the result. How hopeful are you today, and what do you think of the disparity between the clubs at the minute?
I think we'll win because as much as at home, with our form's been poor, away our form's been very good, and also if you look at the games we've lost, Brentford, Villa, Forest, them games at home, they're teams that like to sit back and absorb pressure, whereas Newcastle are a very attacking team. Plus, they've got a massive injury crisis at the minute, and they lost their last game against Bournemouth going into the international break. I think our last 2 games against Tottenham and City, which I think we should have won against City, I think were very promising.
I think speaking to a lot of Newcastle fans, you guys are on the rise a little bit. You've kind of the new manager. It's taken him a little while, but he seems to have got everything figured out. Is that probably right? Would you say?
Well, the main thing you need to figure out is the low block because like the more attacking you are, like when we play away against you, you're going to be more attacking. Like, and in general, you're more of an attacking unit now, I'd say. So that's going to kind of give us an advantage tactically in terms of the tactics because like we haven't quite worked out, I'd say, how to, or haven't seen it yet, how to like beat a low block. But we've been good against attacking units, so that gives us a better chance today.
I do a little bit of word association with some of your players as well. So I'll start off with Palmer because he's kind of like a little bit Anthony Gordon to me. I thought you overpaid a lot at the time, but he's coming good and you can see the value in it. How far can he go? Because he's still very, very young.
He's creative. I think I saw someone else say it, and I can't agree more. You can tell he's been coached by Pep growing up. Just the way he plays, he's calm, composed on the ball. He can pick out players.
Has he got the potential to be your star player, do you reckon, or is that too much?
Well, star suggests best player in the team, and we've got a lot of young players. So to say that he's going to be the best player in a whole generation of players coming through is tough. I don't know. I think he'd be very good, but I'm not sure.
Right, and then for you, we've got Sterling. So when you signed him, he seemed to have a bad sort of form, a dip. Now he's coming back.
Sterling, yeah. I mean, Sterling in terms of like the quality we see, I thought against Man City was really good. He can be a bit. Sometimes I feel like he can be a bit inconsistent, but like he's got the potential in any given game to make a real impact on the game, as well as with his experience. That's one of the main things we need in the team to kind of complement all of the youthful energy we've got is some experience, and I think that when he plays well, he really brings that to the team, which is really beneficial.
I'll double up on the next two because you've got the potential to have England fullbacks, you've got the potential to have Reece James, and then obviously Chilwell. You've got a Geordie competing for it, a Newcastle player, not a Geordie, rather Trippier. How likely are you thinking you can get the left back and right back position for England where you play? Chilwell's got a bit of competition.
Not very likely, just because we've gone off topic here, but Southgate's very stubborn. Yeah. He already has his heart set out on Shaw and Walker, so or Trippier and Walker inside if he's playing the back five. So
is it Reece James's injuries maybe at right back that's kind of cost it because he can't really get a proper run of games?
Yeah, I think.
Great player though, absolutely.
I think like a few years ago, I was saying that Reece James is like the best right back in the world. I think that the one thing like in his career that's holding him back is these injuries. That's for me. That's it. And it also can alter his progress a little bit. So yeah. And
then last question as well. Where are Chelsea and Newcastle both going to finish this season?
I genuinely still think that we have a chance at top four.
Top four, yeah. You've got a lot of ground making. I think it's 10th at the minute, is it?
Yeah, but we're only about 9 points off the top four, and with 20 games to go, I think 26 I think games to go. There's still a lot of time left. Newcastle, I think we'll get top six.
Top six, yeah.
Yeah, I think the traditional big six plus Newcastle minus Man United, I think they're so bad. I think they've been getting away with it all season, and I think it's only a matter of time before their results start falling off a cliff.
I'd agree 100% with the Man City show.
To be honest, my first thing, I think that we'll get Europa League. It's possible that we can get Champions League, but and at the start of the season, I thought Newcastle, with the kind of almost being fatigued from the Champions League, would fall back a bit, but they're actually performing quite well. So it's possible. So it's definitely possible that you'll be in the kind of mix of the big six for next season. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we're here with Chelsea fans.
Jacob
and Christian.
And YouTubers as well. Yeah. What's the channels?
So Jacob 2501, but I go on Chelsea Fan TV and do the fan cams.
Blue Flag CFC.
Right, so we've got the experts there. So before we get into your club, one of the things that's pressing at the minute, the topic of the week sort of thing, is the Everton ban. What do you guys think of that, the big point deduction? Is that fair? Is it right? What would you say?
I mean, sure it's fair, but just relegate them. I've had enough of having them in this league. Just relegate them. I think it's fair, but I think a point deduction will send them down, personally.
You think that's even with the teams this season?
Yeah.
Quite poor?
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just surprised to see Everton get a point deduction. You don't really see many Premier League clubs get a point deduction. Derby had one, quite a few Championship teams and stuff, but you never really see it much in the Premier League.
Yeah. So you guys have kind of thrown your hands up as well, because there was some sort of dodgy going on under the previous owners, nothing to do with your owners, but you've kind of come forward to possibly reduce any sort of fines or bans or whatever. What do you guys expect? You'll know a bit more about Chelsea. What's the kind of expectation that'll happen or not happen?
Look, I mean, I don't want a point deduction. I think we came out clean at the end of the day. We had different owners then. Our club had a lot of a different squad. Just let us away with it, to be fair. Not that much have changed. A lot have changed in our club. And I think it's unfair to give us a point deduction, because if you look, we brought all these new players in. We've got a new owner. We've got a new manager. They've had about 20, so they probably got a new one as well. But again, I don't think we need a punishment. I think a reminder, and to tell Bowley maybe if he does it again, then obviously there's got to be a punishment, unfortunately. Like, it's only fair.
To be honest, I can't see it happening because Man City's supposed to have one as well. I can't see either of us having a point deduction, really.
That was going to be the next question. So you don't think
I don't
that'll
think
happen with either?
I don't think it'll happen.
Now, we just spoke to 2 Chelsea fans before. They said that there's a lot of power in the top 6. That's why they don't maybe think that is. Do you guys think that as well? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. And the thing is, but I think City, they need, I think, at least a points deduction.
What's appropriate for City? 150 in charges, I reckon.
Yeah, mate. Look, it's people saying about them being relegated to like national. I'm not saying do that, but the amount of charges they've broke, even is points deduction enough. Like, you can't just let teams like that away with it. And it's not just because, obviously, if it's my choice, they'd be down in the National League. But obviously, as a football, like, of a rules perspective, that might not be fair. But I think minimum 20 points deduction. Yeah. I think probably stop them from having any sort of European football.
That would pretty much stop them from having that, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I'd say same as him, really. A 20 points deduction or something would probably be, realistically, it could go down to National League, but say 20 point deduction would be probably fair in a way, I guess.
We'd love them to go to the National League, though, wouldn't we?
And then speaking of, obviously, you guys at the minute, so it seems that you guys have kind of maybe come out of a transitional period or still been. It seems that the manager's figured it out and you're kind of on the upturn. Is that kind of likely to keep going? Can you see maybe Europe this season, or is it a bit too early for this season?
So, do I see some sort of European football? Absolutely. Look, you see how good Cole Palmer's been playing. Jackson, the tapping merchant. We've got a really good squad, and I think people don't actually look at us as a threat for Champions League, but if you actually look at it, apart from Brentford 2-0 loss, right, we drew to Arsenal, which we deserved to win anyway. They just did us at the end, fair enough. Beat Tottenham away 4-1.
Great game as well, that, great game.
It was a great game, absolutely. They were 9 men, but I don't care, to be fair. We had City, who we deserved to win again. We keep playing well, so I think it's not just a case of us trying to get Europe this year, but maybe trying to go for 3rd or 2nd next year, which is definitely possible.
Yeah, well, to do that with the squad as well, so you've spent a load of money, it's been well documented. Obviously, financial fair play is getting looked at a lot more. Does that concern you that maybe the next year or 2 that you have to really fetch it in, or not?
I'm not really sure. This season I can see us coming like 3rd or 4th. I can't really see us coming 2nd though, because there's still so many good teams about, but we haven't actually played that bad this season in a way, really. Like you said, we could have beat Man City, we beat Tottenham, we could have beat Liverpool to start the season as well, we could have beat West Ham. I know it's a lot of could-haves, but we could have won so many more games.
Yeah, so does it worry you as well? Because obviously, well documented, you spent an absolute ton with the new owner. Does it bother you going forward now that everything's getting looked at a bit more?
I get what you're saying, but not to be really. We're not going to be able to spend £1 billion every year. It just doesn't work like that. But at the end of the day, we as big clubs, unfortunately for the rest, which is a bit unfair, we just find loopholes at it, really. We can we see it's going this way, then we change it. Like, that's what Bowley did with his 7-year contract, 8 years. Signed Palmer up for 8 more years.
That's one of the players. So you kind of, I thought at the time, you overspent on him, but he's done absolutely fantastic recently.
If you actually look at it over 8 when we gave him a 7-8 year contract, he actually is worth like a small amount each season. So, and
how good can he be for you guys?
I think he's going to be superb. He needs to be in the England squad, and I think he needs to be starting for the Euros.
Who comes out of the England squad for him?
Grealish, he's overrated. To be honest. Grealish again, he's a good player, but or if not Grealish, I don't know. But to be fair, I just think that
just got to get him in somehow.
Grealish hasn't been doing that well this season compared to last season.
And
last
Rashford
season,
as well.
Rashford,
yeah. Position, yeah.
So it's Grealish, but Grealish maybe out, maybe Rashford as well. But at the end of the day, they are both quite good quality players, high profile. So I think we can't just take them out of the question by no means.